But this is a piece of legislation that I'm told Republicans can't wait to campaign on. Look at that. It makes it much more affordable for so many millions of Americans who are trying to buy a home and can't actually have the chance to do that.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm your host, Harari Boy. Thanks for joining. Today, I want to talk about the biggest housing bill in decades that just turned into law, what it actually means for you as the buyer, seller, or homeowner, and the biggest takeaway that isn't in the headlines currently. So stay until the very end for that. Alright guys, as some of you may know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. I've been searching all over Netflix to watch Dragon Ball episodes, but unfortunately Netflix here just doesn't have them. But which version of Netflix does? Netflix Japan. Some of you might be wondering, how on earth am I accessing Netflix Japan, right? Well, that's where NordVPN comes in. NordVPN is one of the top VPN services out there. It allows you to mask your location and browse securely, which is perfect for protecting your privacy. Plus, NordVPN can basically change your location to anywhere in the world with just a few clicks. So it's just as easy as that. That's how I'm able to access Netflix Japan and binge all of the Dragon Ball episodes that I can fathom. It's not just about watching international shows, however. NordVPN adds an extra layer of security basically as you're browsing, so your personal information stays safe and your online activity remains private. If you want to unlock more content and protect your privacy online, head over to nordvpn.com/harariboy to get over 70% off a 2-year subscription plus 3 months free. And if you don't like it, you can cancel within 30 days and get a money back guarantee. It is worth the peace of mind and extra content you'll have access to. All right, so let's first talk about why housing got so expensive, right? More people, not enough homes, and basic supply and demand, 100 people versus 20 pizzas, right? It's obviously going to cause that housing price to increase. However, that wasn't the only thing that went on, and oftentimes this gets overlooked or undercovered, in my opinion. But what changed the game? The investors. So institutional investors come in during the housing crash. They buy up thousands of homes, and it's pretty much families versus corporations with big money, right? So essentially, it's almost like a monopoly that they have over the housing market, all right? What drove the investors, incentivized these investors to essentially push up the housing market or housing prices? Well, they had very attractive offers because of low mortgage rates. So there were record low rates. Jerome Powell, during the first Trump term, raised them to a very low rate. I believe it was 2 point something and high 2 point something. And then nobody wanted to sell after the fact because interest rates went up, right? So the inventory essentially disappeared and prices stayed high. Why did prices get high in the first place? Well, these investors were taking advantage of the low rate that they had, and they essentially was making ridiculous offers to houses like over asking price, and that's how they outbid the families, and that's how a lot of families now today are waiting for the market to slow down to buy a home, or they don't have any neighbors. It's a pretty bleak market, but so that's essentially what happened. So the problem today, as it currently stands, is prices are still high. A lot of people were waiting for it to crash, but just hasn't happened yet. And it's been about 6 years since, and higher interest rates now. So you have both combinations going there. Although we'll talk about some of the good developments coming in the new housing market. So a lot of deals there. So probably make an upcoming video about that. So essentially there's low inventory. Yes, I know if you're in a booming market like Austin, Atlanta, and stuff like that, there's construction all over the place, but that's not the case all over the country. And so buyers are left stuck and sellers are left stuck at the end of the day. So what does this bill that just became law actually do? It'll limit the large institutional buyers, right? That's first and foremost. More opportunity for families to buy and more level playing field across the board. So not competing with billion-dollar companies anymore from the looks of it. So amazing news there. I know it's a dream come true for some of you guys who are just waiting on the sidelines for things to crash. This is definitely a step in the right direction for housing affordability. So now, how will more homes under this bill flood the market? Well, this new bill makes it easier to build, less red tape, more inventory, and it puts a lot of pressure on prices, but it'll essentially take time. So the supply goes up, eventually the prices cool down as well. So there you go. So the part that nobody talks about, right? The part that I told you guys stay tuned for. Buyers benefit hugely, but what about sellers, right? Is this really a seller's bill or just a buyer's bill? More inventory equals more competition, so something to watch there. Don't chase the headlines at the end of the day. Don't panic buy, don't panic sell. Follow your financial plan. Preparation beats emotion every single time, like we always discuss. So who should care more? First-time home buyers, this is definitely a good bill for them. And pretty much once the housing supply goes up and everybody starts to buy houses again, eventually things will go up again from what history has shown. So this is probably like a temporary, in my opinion, temporary slowdown to or temporary cool down, I should say. It's probably not going to crash the market like 2008, but it just makes it a more level playing field for like growing families and downsizers, parents helping their kids to buy a home for the first time, and homeowners. So these are all the people that essentially it'll help. All right. So what am I watching for? Housing inventory, mortgage rates, home prices, and ignore the noise. Just watch the data. So only time will tell how this will actually impact the housing market, but it definitely looks like a good step in the right direction. At the end of the day, the institutions buying up the houses just isn't really good for long term. That's essentially what causes the housing bubble, to be honest. It's overly inflated prices. And what are those investors going to do if they have all this inventory and nobody can afford to buy from them? So a lot of things to look out for there. But in conclusion, this is not a magic fix. Could help over time, like I said. So stay financially ready, pay off your debt, make sure you're ready with ideally a 20% down payment, and stay financially sound, and then the opportunity favors preparation every single time. So let me know, if will this actually help you? Does this bill, in your opinion, make it easier to buy? Are prices still climbing in your area? I would like to know. So comment below. Make sure to like this video if you got some value out of it, and subscribe for more basic financial content like this that just makes sense. So thank you, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.